Hi everyone, my name is Heather and I work for the Okanagan Regional Library. Today, you might have guessed it, we are going to do some tie-dyeing. I'll grab an example of what tie-dye looks like. I have my son's shirt here and it's fantastic. There's a neat example of tie-dye, but we're going to take it a step further. We are going to tie-dye a heart. We've been seeing hearts everywhere we look when we're out and about, so why not in tie-dye and on a shirt? Here we go. So what I've done is I didn't go out and buy a new shirt. I found a white shirt in my closet that you can tell has a few paint stains. This is my kind of crafting around the house shirt. So it's a kind of a perfect thing to tie-dye. You're welcome to buy something new. At my station here, I've covered the table in some plastic and I put cardboard down as it's a bit absorbent in case it does start to kind of pool, it can collect that. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is draw a heart. So a heart, I'm hoping for it to be on the chest of the shirt. If you take your hand about 4 or 5 fingers down from the neckline, it's a good placement to start your design. That way it's not on your belly or in an awkward place, so my shirt's folded in half and about 4 or 5 fingers down is about there. That's where I'm gonna have the top kind of inward peak of the heart. I'm using a washable marker as a guide, so after I wash this, you won't see this marker anymore. So if you use Sharpie, you will see it. I don't advise it. So let's get the outline of our heart. So just trying to get it all laid flat, and with it being washable, you can kind of not have to worry too much about getting it right on the first try. If you have to go back in, it's not a big deal. There's my half heart. And just in case you're wondering why it's only a half, is because my shirt's folded in half. So when I unfold it, you will see the entirety of the heart, because this die will go through to both sides. We'll make sure of that. Okay, so for this technique of tie-dyeing, you're going to use a pinch and fold technique. And as you pinch and fold, I'm going to line up these lines in a straight row. That will keep my shape. Now, carefully, I'm just going to turn this so it's at a better angle for myself. And I'm going to take it, I'm going to pinch it and fold it just like that. My next one I'm going to pinch and I'm going to make sure that those lines line up. I'll try to hold it to the camera so you can see that those lines are right beside one another. They're not staggered or stared kind of adjacent. They're making a straight line. As you go along, because there is a curve to your heart, you will have to kind of manipulate the shirt and get that tuck and fold to go in. So I'm just going to do another tuck and fold. But you get the idea. My line is going straight there. And I'm going to just take a pause, put the camera off, and get this all done. But as you can see, that's what your goal is, to just get that line done. All right, everyone. So before I put my elastic on to secure it, I'll just show you that line. So there's my heart, kind of now reduced to just a line. I'm gonna put my elastic around it to kind of secure it. And there we are. I'm going to move my elastic very close to that line, because that's just going to help with where one color meets the next. So now the rest of my shirt, I'm going to section off. I have 4 colors. I'm going to repeat whatever color is in the heart, maybe again at the end. But let's see if we can do 4, maybe 5. We'll see what the shirt kind of wants to do. So here we are at, so now I have 2 sections, 3 and 4. You know what? 4 looks like it might work just fine. If you happen to have 5 colors, you can do 5 color sections, but that's just kind of up to you and whatever tie-dye kit you have for how many colors you have. I like to do the elastics a little tight It gives a really nice definition of that white contrast against the colors I'm about to add. Before you add your colors, of course, we're going to put on gloves, but go ahead and find some either plastic wrap or a plastic bag, because we're going to wrap this all up for about 6 to 8 hours to really make sure that color penetrates into the material. All right, and my last bundle. You don't need to be super precise. If we think of tie-dye, we don't think of it being perfect, but we do think of it having a design and a bit of thoughtful purpose to it. Oh, that plastic just broke, so I'm going to replace it. Right about there. Just trying to have even sections. If you want some sections to be bigger or smaller, that's up to you. I like the look of kind of even sections. Now, let's just turn this around. All right, so there we are. Now, before I put on my gloves, I'll just tell you kind of why I chose what color. So I have pink, yellow, blue, and purple, and I'm going to do them in this order. I'm thinking what I tried to do and plan out is how the colors might blend together when they're close. So pink and yellow might make a nice color. The yellow and the blue together will have a nice kind of greenish effect, and the blue and the purple will just make a kind of a darker bluey purple mixed hue in the middle. The colors, when they're next to each other, marry very well. They don't clash, and I don't think I'm going to get any muddy looking colors. Everyone, back again with some gloves on. I've made sure I don't have any holes in them, because if there's holes, I will be dyeing my hands. I wanted to just maybe let you know where to find a tie-dye kit. This one I found at my local dollar store for $4. There's craft stores and other local stores that might sell them. Come on, there we go. I'm going to take my lids off and get everything kind of prepped and at hand, so I don't have to be worrying about it when things are wet and I'm trying to work a little bit fast. My blue is a little bit shorter than the rest, and that's only because I got it out of another kit. So I'm kind of mixing and matching, and well, there's no rules against that, is there? All right, come on, purple. There we go. So my plastic that I'm going to wrap it up in is nearby. And we can get going. So my straight line of a heart is right there, and I'm going to really try to saturate that. Just going to turn this under here, maybe. I'm going to really try to saturate that in my pink. Just give it a little shake to make sure it's all mixed up. And here I go. I'm really trying to saturate, get as much color soaked up into the shirt as possible. There we are. Okay. I'm really happy I have a work surface that I don't mind getting dirty right now, because it is obviously getting pretty dirty. So one thing I wanted to make sure to do is go right up to that line as close as I can. That line that I drew. And now with the yellow, I'm going to go in next to it. But I'm going to try my best. A little bit of an oops there, but I'm going to try to keep it into that section between the two elastics. Alright, so there is mine. I just get to it a bit so these colors don't run into each other. Yellow, and now my next color is blue. As you can tell, this is messy, very messy. What's life without a little bit of mess, hey? We're washable. Now we're washable, but this dye most definitely is not. So I'm just wearing clothes that I don't really want to get dirty, but if they do get dirty, I'm not going to be too upset or worried about. It's lots of blue I'll leave some for the other side because it's a little bit smaller. All right, and purple. If I get the nozzle pretty close to the material, it helps with it not running right off. But if you have other techniques, I'd love to hear about them. The sleeves on the shirt are a bit of a different material, so that's new to me, but we'll figure it out as we go. I might just try to give it a bit of a helping hand to get really dyed. All right, really liking these colors. Now, I am wearing an apron that I don't mind wiping my fingers off of, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back in with my pink onto the outermost part of my shirt here. If you do have a backyard and a tub or something you can do this in so you don't have to worry about the mess, I highly suggest that. All right. There we go. So now carefully, without putting the yellow into the pool of blue or anything like that, I'm going to flip this over towards me onto a clean surface. Now I'm just going to repeat pink, yellow, what color is this? Blue, purple, and pink again. There we are. Okay. So now I have my plastic wrap here. And I'm going to open that up and put that in there. And again, like I was saying, we're going to wrap this up for 6 to 8 hours. So there's my shirt inside the bag. And I'm just going to wrap it like this so it doesn't curve on itself and mix, say, the yellow with the blue or the purple any more than it already is just going to do naturally. And there we go. Hi everyone, welcome back. So here is the tie-dye that we did in the early part of the video. I've rinsed it in the sink and then I've washed it one time on its own and dried it without any other clothing just in case the ink did bleed a bit. I am so impressed with how vibrant the colors have stayed. This was just a dollar store kit and like I said, I am impressed. So let's reveal it and show you the heart that we were able to accomplish. It is so neat. So there we have it, a beautiful bright pink magenta heart. I really do like that we use the complementary colors beside, not contrasting. So instead of any muddy colors, we have an orange that was created, a bit of a green that was created with the light blue and the yellow, the purple, and the magenta. They all just marry quite well together. I think it accomplished quite a beautiful effect. If you do make this, I'd love to see it. Please share it on social media. You can use the hashtag #OralMakes and I will be able to find it. So thank you for joining us. And yeah, I hope you have some tie-dyeing fun at home. Take care and see you at the library soon. Bye.